All of a sudden, I heard what sounded like someone singing. At first, I thought maybe I was just paranoid, or it was coming from the movie I was watching.
I'm gonna be for real with y'all guys. I am a terrible sleeper. When I was a kid, my mom used to say that I kicked all over the place. My blankets and my sheets were always a mess because I would just throw covers off the bed. Nowadays, I snore, I smack, I get up in the middle of the night to go to the restroom, I grit my teeth, you name it. But look, I don't sleep that well. My wife does. I don't know how she puts up with me, except for the fact that she can fall asleep before me, which means that the snoring and all this don't start until she's actually passed out. So that's a good thing. But it's helped me in the past, okay? I can hear stuff at night. I hear when people are talking outside, and that's some creepy stuff. I'm starting to kind of be able to gauge proximity. You know, I grew up in the country, so when you heard stuff outside that didn't sound like it was nature, you was always concerned. Even if it was nature, you was concerned sometimes. But right now, I kind of know the proximity of my neighbors. Like, I can tell when it's just my neighbors talking and having to get together outside and stuff like that. But sometimes I hear stuff that gives me reason to concern, and I'll wake up. I'm a handgun owner, so I'll get my gun out and I'll make sure I'll go check out the house. I'll peep outside, make sure nothing's going on, you know? So, and my wife would be oblivious to it. She just sleeps through it all. So, it has its advantages. But I gotta say, man, I've heard some stuff at night that scared the heck out of me. Can you imagine hearing voices? Like at 3 o'clock in the morning? This animation by Wansee Entertainment is about that. Make sure to go over to Wansee's channel and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. And if you like reaction videos, make sure to subscribe and get notifications for this channel as well. Let's get into the story. The mysterious voice I heard at 3 a.m.
My name is Arnie.
Okay,
a couple of years ago in the summer, we moved into a new house that was much bigger than our old house. The inside of the house was very huge. Everybody was satisfied with the house. But for some reason, I couldn't get rid of the unnerving feeling. One night, I stayed up late, alone, watching some scary movies on my phone.
That's the worst thing that you could do, is watch stuff like this at night. You're gonna keep yourself up. I'm telling you, I do it all the time. I know. Lately, I've been doing reaction videos really early during the day, so it don't really haunt me at night. I watch some boring stuff at night that I could just fall asleep to, because I already have trouble sleeping anyway.
All of a sudden, I heard what sounded like someone singing. At first, I thought maybe I was just paranoid, or it was coming from the movie I was watching. However, it kept going for like 15 minutes, even.
Bruh, that's a creepy song. Hold on, so first of all, I've heard a lot of weird stuff at night. Little girl singing, that's some Amityville horror type stuff, okay? That is nothing to F around with.
Though I turned down the volume. I looked at my watch and it was almost 3 a.m. It sounded like a woman, and her voice would get very close to my room. Then it would slowly move through our halls. And then after a few minutes, it vanished.
That is some disembodied wild stuff.
I was creeped out, but I eventually went back to bed because nothing I could do about it.
What?
When I woke up in the morning, I asked my mother and sister if they had heard someone singing last night. They just shook their heads.
Dang.
And they even asked me if I was okay.
You don't look okay.
So the next night, I decided to stay up to see if the woman would sing again.
Man, you should have got a tape. You should have recorded it with your phone and showed Bob, like, Mom, did you hear this last night, girl? I don't know what's going on.
Later that night, I was almost falling asleep. But then,
there he is again.
That's
so creepy.
The time was exactly 3 a.m.
That is such a creepy sound.
I was so scared, too scared to go see who or what it was. I was pretty sure that I was the only one who was awake in the house. So I went out into the hallway quietly. And when I turned my head toward the hallway,
no,
I froze in fear. There was a woman who I've never seen before standing at the end of the long hallway and staring at me with
You had a haunted house.
She was wearing a white dress, had long, straight black hair.
Of course.
And was singing that same bone-chilling song that I heard when I was in my room.
That is a bone-chilling song.
I wanted to run back to my bed, but I couldn't move my legs for some reason. Then, the woman started slowly moving toward me.
Back up, boo.
And what I noticed at that moment still gives me a chill to this day.
Back up.
She wasn't walking.
Well, no.
But I could say that she was rather hovering a couple inches off the ground.
Because she's a ghost, silly.
As she was coming closer and closer, I could see that her mouth was almost ripping. And that was the most horrible thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh.
I eventually passed out. And when I woke up in a panic, it was 3:30 a.m. I looked around the dark hallway, but she wasn't there anymore.
So you passed out for 30
Well,
minutes.
we still live in that house. And I've heard that dreaded singing from that woman moving throughout my house about twice a month.
What?
I told my friends about it, but no one ever believed me.
Why don't you record
I
it?
just hope that no one else has to experience this terrifying thing.
God dang. Y'all, if I heard that song, that's a... Look, I watched a lot of videos by Wansee. I have never heard a sound that creepy before. That's some good stuff. Listen, that's what horror is made of. That's the kind of stuff that fuels nightmares, man. Ooh. Look, I've heard a bunch of people saying that they've seen things that they couldn't explain, but you don't talk to anybody hardly that has seen apparitions. I've never met anybody that has seen a full-blown apparition, or has even, you know, like, yeah, I saw one, you know. That I think it would change it would make me question everything. Like, I already kind of believe in ghosts, but I don't know, because a lot of the stuff is fake, you know. It's just it's hard to know what's real and what's not real, and what's natural and what's supernatural, and what's unexplainable, and what's just mystifying, you know. And a full-bodied apparition, I think it would just change my life. I think it would just change the way I saw everything. Speaking of changing the way about doing things, guys, I just started a TikTok channel. Listen, before you go, I'm not twerking, okay? I'm actually doing SCP roleplays. I guess they call it roleplays. I don't know. They SCP videos, and I think they're pretty good. You might like them too. Make sure to check them out. Links will be in the description below, as well as some other horror animation reaction videos that I did here. Thanks so much for watching, guys. As always, this is Zueljin signing off, and we'll see you next time.